What's up, everybody, and welcome back to B Sports Buzz, the half for all things sports. And I got another banger for y'all. Today, we're going to be previewing the shooting guard slash small forwards entering the 2025 WNBA draft. We're going to start this draft off with Sonia Citron. She's a 6'1" forward from the University of Notre Dame. She averages 14.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 0.9 blocks, and 1.9 steals a game. And all of this is per 36 minutes. To me, Sonia Citron is a Swiss Army knife. She's the type of player you ask to go out there on the floor and she can do almost anything. I've seen her take over the controls and run point guard. I've seen her move into the role as a shooting guard. I've seen her this year currently play the small forward. And I think this year was probably one of her lowest scoring years, lowest production years. And she averaged 14.2 points, with that being one of her lower production years since her freshman year. Um, like I said, she can handle the ball. She can shoot the three. She can score in the mid range. She can create her own shots to get to the basket. She's incredible on the defensive side of the ball. You can ask her to guard 1 through 3, and she's able and capable of staying in front of them. She's a solid. Her efficiency is solid. Over her career, she shoots 47% from the field and 37.3% from the three-point line, as well as 84.5% from free throw. So she's reliable in those areas when she do create fouls. She's more than likely going to knock down both free throws. Um, Sonia is a coach's dream. She's a coach's dream. She's going to go out there and do what it is the coach asks her to do night in and night out. She knows her role. She's going to play her role. And that sometimes is to her detriment. And that leads into what my con is for Sonia Citron. My biggest concern for Sonya going to the next level is not becoming forgettable out there on the court. She can sometimes sink into her role too much to where she becomes passive and not search or seek her shot, because she's capable of knocking and making those shots down. She's capable of having a greater impact than it is she has. She just has to she just have to understand how to play her role, but also seek her shots. And once she does that, she's going to become an all around, a more complete and more uh, dynamic player, like a better force out there on the court. Um, and that's my biggest con for Sonya. She almost does everything out there for Fighting Irish. She's a dream. Her coach Niall Ivy says it a lot, how much she rely on Sonya Citron to do almost everything for that team. And I look forward to seeing where she lands and where she heads in the draft. We're going to move on to our next player, who is Justy Jacques from Lyon. She is a 19-year-old from Lyon. Justice averages 11.7 points a game and 3 assists a game. She shoots about 42% from the field and 35% from the three-point line. Justice is one of those. To me, she's more of a big guard, and that's what I see from watching her games, watching her highlights. I see more of a big point guard. Not really a shooting guard, but that's where they have her coming into the draft as a shooting guard. She at some point in her career was getting you 6.9 assists and 7.1 rebounds. So she has the size to go in and compete with players bigger than her. Um, she's very smart. She doesn't have the athleticism to beat anyone as far as just pure athleticism, but she has the IQ. She has the IQ. She has the competitive nature to just go out there and play basketball smarter and better than the next person. Um, the biggest thing for European players transitioning to the American League is physicality, how physical you can be, and how much bigger players how much bigger players are. Not as far as like height wise, but as far as like strength. A lot of American players are strong. And I see that as the is that that is the adjustment for European players coming over to America, as well as the speed. American basketball is a little bit quicker. You have more athletes. You have better athletes to me, but the IQ of European players is sometimes a little bit higher than those of American players. So I just want to see how well she adjusts to the speed and the strength of American players. We're going to move on to the next draft prospect, with that being Tahina Pow. Pow is a 5'9" shooting guard from South Carolina. She averages 9.7 points a game, 2.8 rebounds a game, 2.9 assists a game, 0.4 blocks a game, and 1.1 steals a game. We know that Pow is an absolute sniper from the 3-point area. She Like I said, she is a sniper. She is doing her thing over there in South Carolina. She plays so well in Don Staley's system, so well in Don Staley's system. But I do believe outside of that system, she is one of the few players on that team to me who can survive outside of that system because we've seen it already. Um, she she had similar productivity in Oregon before she came to South Carolina. So her being able to play outside of a system is not worrisome to me because she's done it before. Like I said, over her career, she's a 40% shooter from 3-point arc. Over her career, she shoots 43% from the field, 85% from free throw line. So she's reliable in a lot of areas. One of my biggest critiques for her coming into this season was if she was going to be able to play better defense and if she was going to be able to go to the rim and create shots for herself because I saw her more as a spot up shooter over her career. And this season, she's shown the ability to be able to put the ball on the court and create for herself, which is she's proven that she's able to put the ball on the court and create for herself, which does nothing but helps her when she goes to the league because you're going to sometimes have to create your own shot. And with her 3-point shooting ability, teams aren't going to sag off of her. So is she going to be able to get past them and get to the mid range or get to her floater? And she's shown this season that she's able to do that. She's also been playing better defense, way better defense than over the past years. in college. So that's another plus for Tahina. I think she's going to make an impact on whatever team she's drafted to. And like I said, whatever team she's drafted to, they know that they're going to be getting a more than capable 3-point shooter and pow pow. We're going to move on to our next draft prospect, and that being Sanaya Rivers. Sanaya Rivers is a 6'1" small forward from NC State. She averaged 11.9 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, 33.8 assists, 1.3 blocks, and 1.6 steals a game. Sanaya Rivers to me is a big guard. They have her listed as a small forward, but she has better guard skills. Better guard skills. She's not gonna outshoot you from the 3-point arc. But she is big and she can get to her mid range. She can get to the rim. Over her career, she shoots about 39.6% from the field. Granted, her lowest field goal percentage was 24.5% when she was with South Carolina her freshman season. Since being at NC State and her productivity, the amount of minutes she getting has increased. She's been shooting better from the field. She shot 43.9% her first season with NC State, 38.2% her second season. She's shooting 42.2% in her senior season with NC State. And her 3-point percentage is continuously increasing. Her freshman year in South Carolina, she only shot 3.2% from three. Now she's shooting 27.3%. That's not great, but it's better and it's showing an increase. She's not the best free throw shooter either. She shoots about 67.7% over her career. But like I said, she has the ability to run point guard as a small forward. She sees the floor really well. She don't turn the ball over much with about one turnover a game. She rebounds really well. She understands her strengths. She's going to play to her strengths. Um, and she don't really sway from that. She like I said, she's getting better at the 3-point um from the 3-point arc. She's getting better. She's a player to me who has a ceiling of being a solid player. It's just if she's going to be assertive enough to be that solid player. Because sometimes she sways from her aggressiveness varies. Her aggressiveness varies. And that's to the detriment of her game. So we're going to move on to our next prospect, who is Aja Swisifka from Seco, if I pronounced that right. She's a 6'4" small forward. She's probably one of the, if not the top prospect coming from Euro, coming from the Euro League. Again, she's only 19 years old. She's 19 years old. She's an absolute beast to me. She she's won the Euro MVP. She's tall at her position. She has point guard skills. She can shoot the ball. She can rebound the ball. Um, she's just a Swiss Army knife. And I know a lot of teams are high on her and what she can do and bring to a team. Um, she reminds me a little bit of like a Leonie Fibich type player. She she shoots a good percentage from the three. She can rebound. She can pass the ball. She's going to play defense. She's going to stay in front of players. She gets some of the critiques as the last European player on this list got. Will she be able to handle the physicality? Will she be able to adjust to the speed? Um, and when is she going to come over for the team that drafts her? I think that's always a worry for teams when they're drafting players. Are they going to are they going to come over this season? Um, are we drafting them for future seasons? What is it? Do we need them to impact the team now, or are we willing to wait? And those are just some of the questions that comes with having a player come over from Europe. The next player on this list is Isaiah James. Isaiah James to me is probably one of the best scoring shooting guards on this list. She averages 18.1 points a game, 4.9 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 0.3 blocks, and 1.1 steals a game. Isaiah James is the absolute bucket. Like she's an absolute bucket to me. She she can score with the best of them. She can shoot with the best of them. She is hands down to me the sleeper in this draft. I know a lot of people are probably concerned about her height and being a shooting guard, but she is 5'9". She's not small. She's not super small. The physicality can probably bother her coming in, how well she adjusts to the physicality. But I think she has the capability to score with the best of them. Like I said, for her career, she shoots 32.9% from three. She shoots 42.8% from field goal, and she shoots 71.8% from the free throw line. Yes, she can improve on her numbers. Do I think she has the ability to improve on her numbers? Yes. Will she improve on her numbers? Hopefully. Um, she's solid defensively. She can stay in front of her players. She knows how to position herself and her body to stay in front of players. Um, can she get better in that area? Yes. I think all players coming out of college can almost get better defensively, but I think she's a solid defender who's going to be an average defender in this league. Um, and you add that with her scoring, and I can see her having a career in this league. Um, Isaiah, biggest plus is that she can adjust to the way defenses play her during the game. If she sees a zone, she know how to attack a zone. If she sees a box and one, she knows how to attack that. She knows how to attack in man to man. Um, she's going to find. She's not a selfish player. She's going to seek her shot, but she's also willing to find the next player and get them a shot as well. So I think Isaiah James can have an impact on almost any team she goes to. Um, like a lot of the players coming into this draft, they just have things that they need to work on. And going from college to the W is not easy. It's just not easy. So we're going to move on to our next player on this list, and that being JJ Quitterly. JJ Quitterly is another sleeper in this draft. She's a shooting guard from West Virginia. She's 5'8". She averages about 20.4 points a game, 3.1 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 0.3 blocks, and 3 steals a game. She's probably one of the best defensive guards on this list. She, to me, is a sleeper. A lot of people don't get to watch West Virginia basketball, but she's able to do a lot of things. She's able to put the ball on the deck. She shoots a good field goal percentage. She can make a three. She don't shoot the best from three, um, but she can knock them down. And she shoots a decent percentage from the free throw line. She shoots 77% from free throw line, 32.2% from three, and 43.9% from the field overall in her career. Just like the other players on this list, she has things she needs to work on, like becoming more efficient from the three, um, being able to adjust to the speed and the strength of the W. Um, she's a capable passer. She is 5'9", so like Isaiah, that's on the smaller side of some of the two guards we're going to see, but it's not too small. And she should be able to hold her own. She's good on the defensive end of the ball and staying in front of her player. She's good at getting to the rim and creating her own shot. And like I said, I think she's one of the sleepers uh, in this draft. I like JJ Quitterly. Um, I wish we could have seen more West Virginia games because I think she's a talent that a lot of people needed to see, but because we wasn't as exposed to her, she kind of went under the radar, which is unfortunate because she is one of the better scoring two guards. She is one of the better defending defensive two guards. We just didn't get to see a lot of her. We're gonna move on to the next player on this list, and that being Gianna Nipkins, uh, from Utah. From Utah, she's a shooting guard, 6 foot. She averages 19.3 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, 3 assists, 0.3 blocks, and 1 steal a game. Gianna is a great 3-point shooter. She can she can shoot the net off that thing. She can shoot with the best of them. Over her career, she shoots 43.2% from three. Yeah. Mhm. Over her career, she shoots 43.2% from three. Last season with Utah, she shot 44.8%. Her junior season with Utah, she shot 54% from three. And this is not just like one or two threes a game. She shoots about 6 threes a game. So she gets the shots up and she makes them. Overall, she shoots 49% from the field and she shoots 86% from the free throw line. She's one of your bigger two guards, standing at 6 feet. Um, she's a willing passer. She sees over the defense. Um, she's a willing rebounder. She rebounds the ball well. She scores at all three levels. She is the scorer for that team. Um, I think she's going to be a good pickup for any team that drafts her in the draft. Yes, she still has to adjust to the speed and the strength of the game, but I do believe she has the ability to do that. Um, with her strength being 3-point shooting, she's going to come in and I think she's going to have an advantage off the bat because she can spot up and knock that thing down. And that works well in a W because some teams is going to need that instant 3-point shooting that she brings. Um, it's just like the rest of the draft prospects. How will they adjust to the physicality of the league? How would they adjust coming into the league? And that's the same for Gianna Neekins. We're going to move on to the last small forward on this list, with that being Madison Scott from Ole Miss. Madison Madison is a 6'2" small forward. She can play the power forward a little bit. She averages 12 points a game, 5.2 rebounds a game, 3.8 assists a game, 0.9 blocks, and 1 steal a game. Madison is a solid, high IQ player. Um, because I'm such a big fan of the SEC, I get to see a lot of Madison Scott, and she is a mid-range sniper. She gets most of her points in the mid-range and going to the rim. She don't shoot many threes. Um, over her career, she shoots about 21% from three, with that being that she took no threes in her first 3 years at Ole Miss. She just did not shoot them. That's not her game. Her game is mid-range, and she shoots 49% from the field overall. She shoots 68% from three-point range. So I see a lot of teams possibly having her play more of a small forward than a shooting guard, or maybe more of a power forward than a shooting guard because she don't shoot many threes. But she's lengthy. She's a good defender. She rebounds the ball well. She can put the ball on the floor. She can create her own shots, and she's good in the mid range. So I see her being drafted. I see her being in a training camp, and she's gonna have to work to find her way on the team. But she's more than capable of doing that. She's more than capable of doing that. Um, Yeah, to me, the SEC is one of the best divisions in preparing their players for the physicality of the league. And I see that being the same. I see that being an advantage for Madison. Um, physicality is probably something she's not going to have to adjust to, but she is going to have to find her role and find her footing and where she belongs on the floor. Um, and that's the last player for me as far as shooting guard, small forwards entering the 2025 WNBA draft. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please, please, please subscribe. Continue to rock with me as I turn out more content for you guys. And that's all I got for y'all. Peace out.